It is known that the world fell, and that most people in it died.
What?
The dead will not suffer the hardships of the terrible world which remains. Those born into this hell have no remembrance of anything else. Those who survived, those are the truly broken.
Hello and welcome to Donald Mackerel Gaming. We are back with another 1 hour review where I play a game for 1 hour because we're all busy human beings, and I tell you if it wraps me up or not, if it gets me invested in the story. And also, of course, I review things like the graphics, the sound, all that sort of business, and just let you know whether it's a game worth playing and whether it's a game that I want to actually play after that first hour. So the game is from 2015. It is quite popular at the moment, I would say, because of a new film that's come out. The game is 2015's Mad Max. So again, if you've not really heard of this game, what have you been doing? Although it did sort of fly under the radar when it first came out. I forget the games that came out, but there were some big titles that came out at exactly the same time. So this, despite being a decent game, just went nowhere really. Nobody played it. I think I first heard about it when it got free on PlayStation Network, so that's telling you the level of the game. So you play as the titular Mad Max. At the start of the game, there's a huge cutscene that is unskippable, but it's quite good because it gives you the entire story of what's going on, and I will chat about it whilst we watch a bit of it. And so we start it off in a weird sort of car chase scene. It does set the scene very, very well, though. I do wish you had skipped these sort of things, though, because it is completely unnecessary to have to sit through all of this. So you can see at the start, having a little bit of a chase. Mad Max isn't very happy with these boys trying to steal his car, and then calamity ensues. Already from the stylings, looking at it, you'd think it was based on the film that came out the same year, 2015, the Mad Max film with Tom Hardy and what's her blooming name? Charlize Theron. She plays that one-armed lady in it. I've already forgotten the name of. But when you see not only the car, but Mad Max himself with his specific knee brace, it does hark back to the films of the late 70s and early 80s, your Mad Max 2, and the Tina Turner affair, Beyond Thunderdome. As you can see there, the lovely knee brace. To me, that is Mel Gibson Mad Max. It is a completely independent character. He is neither the Tom Hardy nor the Mel Gibson affair, but yeah, it's like they've tried to blend all the worlds together, which I do like. I do think it's a good thing to do. As you can see here, rookie error. And instead of running him over, they just decide to do circles around him like he's a 12-year-old and they're on BMXs. It is quite gruesome. I'm talking over a lot of the noises here because I don't want anybody to hear anything, and I have had to blur some stuff out in a minute. In fact, we will skip straight to that section. So they left Mad Max for dead. As you can see here, I'm not going to tell you what happened to him, but somehow he manages to get back up and chase after a moving vehicle and jump on it. It is completely ridiculous. It does show you, though, that his main interest is his car. That's all he's got left. That's all he cares about. There is a little bit of a spoiler, because his dog starts off as an enemy. You can see why he ends up liking Mad Max. And I am going to have to blur out a lot of this, because this is, grim. I also don't think they had a doctor involved when definitely not seeing that bit. I don't think they had a doctor involved when they were storyboarding all this out, because people wouldn't survive these things. But anyway, that's the start of it. It is a long cutscene that you can't skip through. It is almost like watching a film itself, but it does, I suppose, lay the foundations for the rest of the game, so it is what it is. Oh, and here's the dog becoming your best mate. So that brings you to the very start of the game. Straight away, it starts giving you some game mechanics. You start off like most sort of games do, in a very linear fashion, despite it being an open world game, where you're just chasing after this dog that you just made friends with, and oh, whoop-de-doo, he takes you straight to a water pit. So that is your first mechanic. It teaches you how to get water, which is it's your health bar, because you drink water to regain health. So it shows you how to do that. Your dog, again, has run off. Oh, guess what you've got to do? You've got to follow your dog again, which takes you to another main character who's going to be with you for quite a bit of the game, to be fair. Again, nobody that's in any of the films. It is a completely independent story, but he's a bit of a nutter. Like at the moment, well, you're going to see it in a second anyway. He's trying to eat your dog. Yeah, so let's call him Lumpy Bill. Lumpy Bill here has stolen your dog. Looks like a bit of an evil guy, but as you'll find out, he's on your side, shall we say? Yeah, he sees you as the prophet. He sees you as the person who's going to change these worlds. And what's more, he's a hell of a mechanic. He can literally build a car out of bits of wires and tiny bits of metal. I mean, like, I trained as a mechanic. I'm not sure what school this guy went to. I don't think it was Burslem in Stoke. But yeah, he's very, very good. And he helps you build your dream machine. And again, I can't really say too much more because this is just a 1 hour review. So this is all that gets revealed in that first hour. More game mechanics are immediately unveiled. It shows you how to climb ledges. It shows you how to get into gun combat. Straight here. Boom. So, yeah, it tells you a lot of stuff. Because at the moment we're hunting for some wire to try and fix a car so we can get the dog back to Lumpy Guy's base to make the dog better again, fix his foot up. Because not only is he a mechanic, he's also a blooming vet. And then we go straight into another section of gameplay where this teaches us your Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins, that sort of fighting style. You're countering, you're punching. You waste a bullet there. I've completely forgotten how to do it, so this is me getting to grips with it. But as you can see, by the second enemy, I know what I'm doing. It's really, really simple, really, really fun too. The animation's great on it. So, yeah, it literally, by this point, it's taught you everything you need to know, bar driving a car, really. So we fight a couple more people, and then after that, the only thing that's left to do is hunt around for wire and scrap and stuff like that, which does come into play later on with building your car. You need a lot of scrap metal to do a lot of things to it. Plus, you need some specialist parts, which you have to find at certain bits of the map. It can get a bit confusing when you're in the car, to be honest. Because again, you can shoot your gun in the car, but there's also like grappling hooks and things like that. But when you're just fighting, it's pretty much a 2, maybe 3 button affair. So even someone who's not very good at games like me can get straight into it, and it does hook you in straight away. The countering system is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And again, if you've played the Arkham series, you'll know exactly what that's like. So we've got the bit of wire to fix the car. We're going to lump the dog in it. We have to get back to his little safe zone. So it shows you now the mechanics of driving a car, maintaining it and putting fuel in it, etc. From this point, you go to a car graveyard to get the shell of your car and do a couple of upgrades back at Lumpy Boy's pad. You then go to a lookout post. It teaches you the lookout mechanics of managing to spot different locations and see what dangers are in them. And I then approached my first enemy base for my first epic fight, I suppose you'd say. And that's where it ended. So I literally just got to the first big point of the game where you've just done your first raid. And as I get to the bit to take out the main tower, yeah, sadly the hour was up. So that's the end of the review. Those are the rules. We go no further. So with that being said, what are my scores on the game? So we're going to start on the most important part of the game, which I have sort of covered already. It's the gameplay. There's a lot of different styles in there, a lot of things to wrap your head around in that first hour. But luckily it does keep you quite interested and invested in that game. It's done really, really well. It's such a shame that this game didn't do better. So because of the fighting aspect, the driving aspect, and the story as well, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Now, the graphics, it's good for 9 years ago, I'm guessing. Better stuff came out on the PS4 and the Xbox One at the time. It's not too janky. It's when you're actually in the open world, it's really, really good. It's just when it comes to the cutscenes and you're looking at Max's face and he looks like he's made out of Lego. The dog as well. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's good, but not quite. So we're gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. For the audio, oh my word, the voice acting is superb. Not just the voice acting, the voice acting of the dog. I hope they didn't injure a real dog to make those noises, because it's so realistic. Everything's great. The noise of the desert, the noise of the cars, everything's fantastic. The soundtrack is superb. It really, really does put you into that Mad Max vibe. So I've got to go 9 out of 10. Got to. And so Appeal. Well, this one's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. 10 out of 10. Definitely want to come back to it. I will admit I have played the game before, so I do know what's coming up in the future. But even if I wipe my brain clean, which is quite easy to do, by the way, but if I do wipe my brain clean and I just focus on that first hour of gameplay, it's absolutely brilliant. Definitely makes me want to keep on playing, and not just oh, let's see where this takes us. It makes me want to keep on going until I complete the game. 100% it's a 10 out of 10. So adding all that up, it's come to a 34 out of 40, which I must admit I didn't expect for a 9-year-old game that had really ropey sales. But yeah, Mad Max, fair play. And you can pick it up now for like 2-3 quid. I think this one cost me a £5, so if you get the chance, do go out and get it. Again, it is Xbox One and PS4. You can play it on a Series X though. It must be playable on a PS5, I'm guessing. I haven't checked. Top reviewing. But absolutely fantastic game. Do go out and get it now. And the amount of fun you'll have, as I say, for £2 or £3, definitely worth the money. Well, so that's the end of my 1 hour review. Hope you enjoyed it. There are going to be some more coming. I'm hoping to take some requests off you guys. So if there's any games that are on specifically the Xbox 360, because I've got quite a lot of them now. But if there's any games out there that you happen to have seen me do a pickup on, or you just want me to have a look at, please pop them in the comments. If I've got them, I'll try and do a review on them. If I haven't got them, I'll probably add them to my to-buy list. I've been Donald Mackerel. This has been Donald Mackerel Gaming. See you all again soon. Cheers, everyone.